tell me first, have you adjusted to life on our side of the world back on land?
Yeah. I have. I usually get land sickness actually. I don't get sick at sea, but on land after being on a boat, I get like, oh, a bit. But I've adjusted.
How did you get into deep to being a deep water scientist?
It wasn't straightforward. It was a journey, a very rocky and meandering one as life is. I guess my aha moment was at master's level, and I got to master's level because I couldn't get a job in the working sector. So then I did my master's at UCT. And really, the master's entailed looking at historical samples that were stored at natural history museums. So I recall like holding that jar and just thinking, oh my gosh, I need to see these animals in their natural environment. And of course, the notes from previous explorers, people who sailed on the Challenger, it just really built this imagination. I was just like, I need to go out to sea. Luckily, I landed myself a job as a deep sea researcher for the Department of Environmental Affairs, the National Ministry in South Africa. And yeah, since then, I haven't looked back. I've just looked deeper. So now I develop my own projects, deep sea orientated projects. I implement them, and yeah, data feeds into policy, shaping policy, advising the minister on how to manage the resources better.
That's beautiful. And now we are going on this adventure with you aboard the Ocean Explorer. What was an unforgettable moment for you on this project?
Ooh, there were so many moments, so many unforgettable moments just from stepping on the platform, right? Ocean X is like this vessel that's fitted with everything that's anything, right? So that was a bit overwhelming, but my wow moments were definitely in the submersible, and it's just this dome vehicle that can go underwater to depths like 1,000 meters, and being in the sub and experiencing a sub dive, the light changes, there's marine snow, you're in this three-dimensional space, it's just a glass dome, there are animals, popping by to say hi, some are running away, some are just cruising, unbothered. Yeah, that has to be the highlight. Sub dives were the highlight of this project for me.
And for those of us not in your world, right? Why is this documentary important for the rest of us to experience and to witness with you all?
So the six-part documentary is basically taking viewers on the journey of ocean exploration, which is filled with disappointment, excitement, fatigue sometimes, and amazing discoveries, right? And I guess the one thing that is going to become obvious is that though ocean exploration is not easy, it's definitely worth it once you get that information, and once this information just really helps us color in those gray areas around how things function. So when people think of the ocean, they think of this, very foreign environment that has nothing to do with us. It's just there, unless you go to the beach and you're walking or you're surfing or whatever. But the ocean functionality has a huge impact on our existence, has a remarkably huge impact on our existence. And not to get too scientific, but it plays a huge role beyond the services, beyond providing food and all of that. There's just things that the ocean does to regulate our climate, right? And I think for me, knowing that the ocean plays a huge part in human development and the existence of humans, I have this sense of responsibility that I need people to understand and love and appreciate the ocean a bit more. So when something takes care of you, you really want to take care of it, right? And we're telling the story through the lens of some charismatic animals. And through this journey, you get to also pick up on how these charismatic animals fit in with the smaller ones, and how everything is interconnected, and how dynamic the ocean is, and how complicated she can be. And it's just really an exciting documentary, and I think it's set up and it's packaged in a way that everybody hopefully will enjoy it.
And my last question for you, obviously, you are truly one of a kind. There are not a lot of Black women in this space as a deep water scientist. So, do you work to either diversify the space, or how can we go about that? So when young kids see this and they see you, they can dream and have the ambitions to go to uncharted territory, essentially.
Like you say, just by seeing me on a documentary, right, is going to evoke some interest and passion. And all of a sudden, this is going to be in a reaching distance for a person or for a young emerging explorer, right? So when I started, this career, it was never about wanting to be in the center stage. It was never about breaking glass ceilings. That was not my intention. I started because I was curious and I really was interested and intrigued by the ocean and the passion I had for it. And I really wanted to understand the ocean in a way that is fitting to my heart and, my upbringing. But of course, and I'm sure most people who are in this field, of course, you just all of a sudden find that just by purely existing in a space, you are creating a ripple effect. You are just spreading something unknowingly. And truly, I am honored by that. But one thing I can say to people when they do see me is that please don't put me on a pedestal. I'm just a human being. I love the ocean. And I'm a simple human being, and the ocean needs you as well as you are. You don't have to try to be me. You don't have to try to speak or act or do anything like me. Just come as you are. And yeah, I think ocean exploration now is in a very interesting time where it's not just about the knowledge generation. It's not just about having these wow moments. It's also, we capturing these moments and we bringing it back to the people and we packaging the information in a way that can help us manage this resource better. So that for me is just something quite incredible. And it's beyond just Zoleka. It's beyond just one person, beyond just one country, one organization. And the documentary captures that very well in the sense that the people, the agencies that are involved in producing it, it's so wide. We have our BBC Studios Natural History Unit, we have Nat Geo, we have James Cameron, we have Mark Dalio from OceanX. There's several people, some who I haven't even named, some who have never even set foot on the platform, but who have been working effortlessly to ensure that everything runs smoothly whilst at sea. So this is really a collaborative project that captures the essence of ocean exploration. Collaboration is important, determination, passion, and it's a love letter. It's a heartfelt letter from us, the production team, the people who've been involved in the documentary, to the ocean. And we want every single person who watches this documentary to co-sign this letter and say, yes, ocean, I see you. Yes, ocean, I want to understand you better. So that's the crux of the documentary.
Great. Thank you so much for this interview, Zaleka, and I can't wait to literally dive into it. No pun intended. I just realized that. But thank you all.
Okay, cheers. Thank you, Miti.